Welcome back. Right now we're going to be looking at introduction to Google Forms. And I want to give credit to mydatascope.com because I got some of this information from the website. So we're going to move on to look at what Google Forms are. So Google Forms are widely used to create surveys easily and quickly, since they allow you to plan events, ask questions to your employees or clients, and collect diverse type of information in a simple and efficient way. So it's easy for you to create surveys using Google Forms. There's so many things you can do with Google Forms. In fact, people use Google Forms for marketing purposes today. Do you understand that? So anytime you want to get information from either clients or whosoever you're interacting with, you can use Google Form to do that. Do you understand that? So Google Forms allows us to include different types of questions, such as short answers, paragraphs, multiple selections, verification boxes, pull down, linear scale, grid of several options, among others. So it means you can ask several types of questions with Google Forms. And I want to put it to you that you can use Google Forms to set questions for students. Do you understand what I'm saying? And your students can actually write the tests using Google Forms. All you need to do is just to set it up, then give them the link for them to answer those questions. And those questions will be will be marked automatically. You would have provided answers to those questions. And as soon as they're done with the tests, those questions will be marked. Do you understand that? Now, those answers will be marked, So you need to understand that. So what are the advantages of Google Forms? It is a free online tool that allows you to collect information easily and efficiently. So it's easy for you to just, collect information from people using Google Forms. It's a free online tool, so you don't pay for it. It's free and it's online. So it means anybody anywhere could actually connect to that as long as they have the link to that form. With Google Forms, you can create surveys in a few minutes to ask your clients or collaborators information about your product or service. So just like I said the other time, people use it for marketing purposes. Maybe they want to extract information or collect information from their potential buyers or customers. You can just create a form and allow people to fill those forms, and you're going to get the details at the back end. So another thing there is that to start using this tool, you only need a Google account, the same one you need to access Gmail, YouTube, or Google Drive. So to access Google Forms, all you need is a Google account. So if you have an existing Google account, maybe you have one that you're using for your Gmail account, the same account could be used for this purpose. Do you understand that? You're going to see the demonstration much later. Do you understand that now? So you only need one Google account for you to be able to access your Gmail, your YouTube, your Google Drive, and the likes. Do you understand that now? So if you don't have a Google account, it's not difficult for you to create one. So you could create a Google account by just going to google.com. So all you need to do is to sign up and create a fresh account. Do you understand that now? So still on the advantages, the interface is very easy to use. Any user with an average internet knowledge can create forms using this tool. Many people don't know this. They feel, oh, it's something cumbersome and things like that. It's not difficult at all. It's very easy to use because the interface is user friendly. Do you understand that? So when we go through this together, you are going to see that it's easy to create forms on the Google Forms app. So the assistant is simple to use. The what you see is what you get interface makes it easy to drag and drop form elements and organize them based on actions or events. So you have an interface that makes it easy for you to drag and just drop the elements of your form. Do you understand that? So it makes it very easy for anybody to use. So at the design level, it is possible to choose between a palette of colors as well as own images as a background. So you also have that privilege to be able to choose your color combinations for the form and all that. And you could also choose to add your logo and all of that. Do you understand that now? So these are things that you could do with your Google Forms. Google Forms stores the feedback received so we can analyze it in detail. So when you put out a form, people fill those forms. People use it for survey purpose, just like what we've been talking about. Some send it out there to be able to collect information from their clients, customers, and all that. Some use it for several purposes. Do you understand that? So it's easy for you to now analyze what people have filled. Do you understand that? The form is to be filled, and once they submit the form, you have it at the back end. So you can analyze what they've submitted in detail. Do you understand that? So the forms are integrated with Google Spreadsheets. Therefore, we can access the spreadsheet view of the collected data. Do you understand that? So once a form is filled, there's a link between the Google form and the Google Sheet. So anytime people fill the form, it goes into the backend, then you can link it up with Google Sheet. Do you understand that? So you have all the data in form of a database. Do you understand that? So it's possible. So it's one of the advantages. So you can have the spreadsheet being analyzed and all that. I hope you're getting. So you can have the spreadsheet view of the collected data. So the general configuration of forms or surveys allows you to collect the recipient's email address and limit the answers. So you also have that privilege to collect the email addresses of your recipients. Do you understand that now? And you can limit the answers that people give to you. So for advanced users, the type of data that can be inserted into a field can be customized using regular expressions. This helps customize the form even more. So there's room for customization. Do you understand that now? So when you are using Google Forms, so you could customize it to what works for you. I hope you get what I'm saying. So you could insert different kinds of data in the form. Do you understand that? So it also allows you to see how the survey will look before sending it over to the recipient. So there's a preview section when you create a Google form where you can view it yourself and see how it looks before you begin to send it over to your recipients. Do you understand that? So you can also send the form by email. You could integrate it into your website. Do you understand that? By copying the iframe link and paste it in your code, the code for your website. Do you understand that now? You could also send the link via social networks or any other means. There's a link there that you could share with people via social media platforms and the likes. So with this tool, you can get unlimited questions and answers at no cost. paying for nothing. So you can get unlimited questions. Just keep asking questions from people and all that. While other survey tools require a payment depending on the number of questions and recipients. So Google makes everything free. But there are other survey tools that you will need to pay once you begin to have so many questions to ask your recipients, or when you begin to have a certain number of recipients, that won't be permitted. You will need to pay for that. But Google makes everything free. That's the advantage of Google Forms over the other platforms. Google Forms can facilitate the contact with your customers or with your organization members, and it is very helpful to gather information that might allow you to have a greater control of your company production and distribution processes. So you can use Google Forms to achieve so many things. You could use it to register products and things like that in your organization. Do you understand that now? You could use Google Forms for people that have schools. You could use Google Forms to register students. Do you understand that? Collect their details, fill the form, then you have the back end as the spreadsheet. Do you understand that? So many things. So when people want to apply for a job, you could send them the link for them to fill the form, and you have the back end. Do you understand that? For those that have secondary schools, they could create Google Form for people that want to apply to their school, and they fill the form, and you have the details of those people at the back end. I hope you're getting it now. So for people at the company, they can do so many things using Google Forms. So it can also help you to see and analyze your workers' performance. Do you understand that? So you can use that to do that. Do you understand that? You could use it to to just analyze how your workers are performing. Because when you have the form, you could be filling the form for each staff on a daily basis, or you create it such that you could track what people are doing on a daily basis. Now, what are the disadvantages? It is necessary to have internet to be able to use the tool. So without internet, you won't be able to use Google Forms. So that's one of the disadvantages. So for someone that doesn't have access to internet, he won't be able to use Google Forms. The design customization is very limited. So advanced users can change the design to use the tool with a greater number of purposes. So that's another disadvantage. So for you to customize the design, it will be very difficult because the customization of the design is very limited. Do you understand that? So that's another thing. So if you are looking for something bogus, you want to change so many things, you may not be able to achieve that using Google Forms. There are some security concerns also that people have. The user has to create a good password and protect it to increase the level of security. Because if that is not done, people can just gain access into a confidential document. Do you understand what I'm saying? And mess those things up. I hope you understand that. So when you create forms, you have to use passwords that are very strong so that people don't get in there and tamper with the data of people. Because once people submit data to you, you must take responsibility to protect the data that people submitted. Do you understand that? So that's very important. So there are certain limitations regarding the capabilities of Google Form. It accepts text up to 500 KB. So anything greater than 500 kilobytes is not going to take it. So it also accepts images up to 2 MB, that is 2 megabytes. So any image that is greater than 2 MB, it's not going to accept it. Do you understand that? So you could receive image from people, image data. So let's say you want people to submit their passport, you could leave it there. People could upload their passport or upload documents and things like that. But anything that is more than 2 MB, it will reject it. It won't take it. Those are the limitations with Google Forms. And for spreadsheets, the limit is 256 cells or 40 sheets. So that's the max you could have. So when you fill a form and it's getting to like 256 cells, do you understand what I'm saying? It will stop there. So you can't have more than 256 cells of, for the spreadsheet. And you can't have more than 40 sheets. Do you understand that? So that is it. And that is where we're going to stop in this video. We're going to be demonstrating all these things practically, and you're going to learn so much from the practical. So this is just the theory, an introduction to Google Forms. At least you have an idea of what Google Forms can do. So in the subsequent videos, you're going to be seeing the practical demonstration of Google Forms. So take your time and ruminate over all these things that you've been taught now. And I'm going to see you in the next video. Thank you.